Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is Mike and Chris Reloaded.
And welcome back.
Yeah, we took a little hiatus because of, we weren't sure where Hurricane Irma was going to go.
Yeah, it was pretty unpredictable. At first, they had it going on the eastern seaboard, then across Florida, and then the western it's part of Florida. But it ended up coming kind of western and then cutting back up in the middle. But we got a little bit of rain, but a little bit of wind, but nothing bad. But we just wanted to make sure everyone was safe and evacuated and not worry about our podcast or whatever or anything else.
Yeah.
But themselves.
Yeah, I'd feel bad if somebody stayed around just to hear our episode. Do we have people that would do that?
I don't know. That's a diehard person. I tell you what, if I had found a person to do that, I'd make sure they're compensated.
Yeah.
If they were still alive.
Yeah.
But I know you had family and stuff down south too.
Yes, I do.
I'm assuming everyone's safe. I
had friends my cousin is still without power.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so is Andy. Andy's still without power in Ocala.
Oh wow. I know I had some friends down south too that they're pretty quick. They got their power back on within like a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I mean,
yeah, my brother.
To all the people who were prepared for it. So
my brother got power back the next day in St. Cloud.
Yeah, and we appreciate all the emergency workers and people putting their lives on the line to, make sure other people's safe and good.
Yeah, I know we don't want to talk politics, but I just want to say the politicians were on point with this national disaster.
Governor Rick Scott, he was prepared. So,
yeah, he definitely went above and beyond the call of duty and made sure everybody was going to be safe. And
I know they said that they estimated it was going to be pretty high as far as damage wise, but then I think when the final numbers came down, it was about $18 billion of damage, but which is they said is actually good. Which is not that much, all things considering.
Right.
And I think the death toll is right around 90 or so, which is, any death is a sad death, but it's, when you compare it to 6 million people, 90 deaths is not a lot. So that's good preparation, I should say.
Yeah. So thank you for doing all you do to keep us safe.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
And we're on the death topic, so let's talk about the bad news of the week.
Bobby the Brain Heenen, man.
Rip, man.
Wow.
The greatest manager of all time.
I would have to say, yeah. I'd say, you got like people like Jimmy Hart, and of course.
Mouth of the South, yeah.
And then you had Sensational Sherry, who was also a good ballet manager, and then who's the one I'm thinking of? Who Raven? He was actually Johnny Polo, was what his name was originally. He was actually a manager for a long time too before he actually got in the ring. But
and Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
I love Paul Bearer. My Undertaker.
Of course, you can say Paul Heyman too. He's a good
Paul Heyman, yeah.
But Bobby the Brain Heenan, hands down, was he was always in there. He always sold it, man. He always sold it, no matter what. I mean, he would just his emotion he put in things, and then like when his bad guy, got beat down, and the good guy went after him. I mean, it was just, he sold it. And yeah, it's a sad thing. R.I.P. Bobby Brain Heenan.
Yeah, he's the first one I remember ever doing the injured gimmick.
Oh yeah.
He's always wearing a neck collar or an arm brace.
Yeah, he would always do something.
He's always injured, and yeah, I love Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah, he was 73.
Yeah, didn't he manage Ted DiBiase and what's his name? The black guy, what is his name?
Virgil,
yeah.
I don't know if he did or not. I know he had a lot of people that he kept, and then he later on became like a commentator.
He's the first one that came back with Andre the Giant, wasn't he?
Yes, he was Andre the Giant. He brought Andre the Giant back to face Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was basically Andre's manager or whatever. He fought him brought him in to face Hogan.
So the world is less entertaining because of this.
It is, and that's a sad thing.
Let's get on to some good news. We've talked death and destruction now. Let's make some people happy.
How about we'll stick with somewhat kind of death. How about Game of Thrones?
Yeah, well, look, you want to stay with the death. Yeah, Game of Thrones, which they're going to do what The Walking Dead did.
Which is?
Film multiple endings to the show. The Walking Dead filmed multiple deaths when Glenn died.
That's true, yeah. Well,
So
this, from what I heard, it's the very last episode, which is only 6 episodes coming up in the eighth and final season.
yeah, they're filming multiple episodes of who's going to be sitting on the Iron Throne at the end.
Yes, which still is going to be pretty interesting considering what we all found out this last season.
Yes.
So, I think it'll be pretty good. I mean, it's getting really intense now. I'm sad to see the show. I'm sad to see the show.
My cat snuck in here.
She did. She
I don't know
missed
how
it.
she got. We are literally walled in with styrofoam, and we got styrofoam behind us, styrofoam to the side of us, all of our equipment set up, and somehow this cat ninjaed her way into the room.
Cats are
She's
like
like,
ninjas like that.
But anyways, back to Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's but like I said, the last season will have, like we talked about it before. It's going to be more of a, each episode's going to be more of almost like a movie length.
Little mini. Basically, the end's going to be the last season is going to be like a long mini series.
Yeah, I think each episode they estimated to be anywhere from an hour to 15 to hour and 30 minutes a piece. So.
Yeah.
So it ought to be good. So I mean, I hate to see it end, but it's getting, since it's finally starting to get super good now. I mean, it was really good before, but now it's like wow.
Yeah.
But
and you notice they cut back all the nudity as much too.
Yeah, I hadn't really seen much of anything. They didn't cut back on the deaths, so.
No, not on the deaths, but on the nudity. I noticed that a lot. Is in the beginning of Game of Thrones, it was everybody's having sex and everybody's topless, and now towards the end, people are still having sex, but it's not like you're not seeing the topless people anymore.
I think it's more of a. It's more like, when you have a lot of character development through all the shows and stuff like that. Now it's like, okay, we're coming to our climactic ending. We need to just get stuff done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's just put it in gear and we'll do it.
But I'm all for Daenerys topless again.
Oh yeah.
You gotta throw that in there.
Speaking of shows, Mike, you will be so proud of me. I know during this hurricane we had supposedly, I did not evacuate, but I did become deathly ill.
You did.
I did.
I brought you lemon for your tea.
And I thank you for that. But it got me a chance to binge watch some shows, so I ended up watching all of Stranger Things. You should be proud of me.
I am proud of you, and you liked it too.
It was good. It was really good.
It was really good.
I'm looking forward to season 2, which is October 27th.
Yep.
So I already talked to my kid. I think he's going to come over. We're going to binge watch it that weekend. So
yeah, if you haven't watched Stranger Things, you are missing out. I'm telling you, you are missing out big time, and you're as bad as Chris. You need to stop putting it off. Sit down and watch this. It is the best. It is, I will say, by far the best Netflix original TV series that has been out.
It was really good. Another one I actually binge watching, you were watching too, is Midnight Texas.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought I'd give it a try. It looked a little weird, but yeah, it's got vampires, angels, psychics.
I guess the premise of it is a guy, his name is Manfred. They call him Manny. Mm-hmm. But he's a psychic. He's got psychic powers where he can talk to the dead, speak to the dead, communicate with them. And he's got his grandmother with him. That's that he talks to all the time. She used to be the same way. So she tells him he's running from somebody. She tells him go to this place called Midnight Texas in Texas. She goes, you'll be safe there.
Yeah, he owns a guy money.
Yeah. So she goes, you'll be safe there. So he ends up going there, and when he goes there, he meets just an eclectic array of people. There's a vampire in the town. There's an angel. There's a werebeast. There's
an
assassin. There's
yeah. I mean, it's a good
witch. There's a witch.
Yeah, a couple witches actually.
Who's the other one?
Well, you have. Oh, never mind. The second one is the lady. I'm thinking of the flashback memory where.
Oh yeah.
Where it shows the girl, the herbologist girl, the girl who does all the plant stuff.
Freya. What's her name?
I forget her name.
I can't remember it. Yeah, but they're all good. They're not all evil per se. And they all look out for each other. That's their mottos.
Right, they have a special room set up for midnighters.
Yeah, they call them. We look out. They tell midnighters. They say we look out for our own. We look out for midnighters. And this guy comes in and he's a little shady. Everyone don't really trust him, but he ends up helping them out and everything else, and kind of becomes one of them. But it's a really good show. I'd recommend watching it. It's just an array of different things that happen, and everyone has their own little backdrop. But it's got some pretty intense stuff to it too. Some good violence. It reminds me a lot of actually. You should be happy about this one. It reminds me a lot of Supernatural.
Yeah, it does. That's what I like about it. It's got the right amount of drama. It's got the right amount of action. It's got the right amount of supernatural events going on. So, I mean, it's a good combination of a TV show. So if you haven't checked it out, watch. At least give the first episode a try.
Yeah, I would definitely check it out.
So, uh, hey, I want to get this is number one on my list. So I want to get it out. Yeah. J.J. Abrams is coming back for Star Wars Episode 9.
It is. He is. Finally.
And people are mad about this. I don't see why.
Well, here's my theory on this thing. I mean, J.J. Abrams comes in and directs Episode 7, Star Wars Force Unleashed.
And it was good.
It was good. However, if you watch that movie, it is
the exact same
4
yeah,
all over again, but reversed and everything.
I know.
So I guess I don't know. You get people. Are they looking for something original? What's going to happen? What are we gonna do?
All right, but people got pissed because episodes 1, 2, and 3 were not close enough to the original.
Yeah.
So now you bring back a director who heard that. Okay, episodes 1, 2, 3 aren't close enough to the original. He didn't write the story.
No, he didn't write the script at all.
So the story is there. He's just directing the story.
Now, however, this one coming back, he is actually writing and directing it.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
He's writing episode 9? They don't have that story already figured out? I can't believe it.
Well, you got to understand, too. Remember that Leia was a big part of it, the whole thing, and now they got to figure out how they're gonna redo.
They got her sewed up.
Now they have
some tasteful exit.
Yeah, well, I know they have a bunch of writers and stuff like that, but I think he's writing and directing episode 9.
Huh. Well, I'll be interested to see what he does with it.
I thought he did a great job. Abrams is great. I love all the stuff that he does.
I thought episode 7 was amazing because it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted something close to the originals, but yet a fresh new view on it, and that's what it was.
It was real good. Well, see, I mean, there's little similarities, but there's a lot of differences too.
Yeah.
Where Luke, he was the one that was wanting to go, he was wanting to join the Rebel Army. He was wanting to fight the Galactic Empire. He was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where Rey, all she wanted to do was get off the planet.
Yeah, she just wanted to see something different.
Yeah, she just wanted to go. And then when she was put in the middle of these battles and everything else, she didn't want to accept it. She didn't want nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
But by force of hand, she had to. Otherwise her friends were going to die or whatever. So I guess it's kind of like forced to be the hero. I guess
Right.
Or the Force Unleashed, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Force Awakens, or whatever the episode 7 was called.
Force Unleashed.
I think it's Force Awakens.
Is it? No, this one's
Force Unleashed is the game.
Oh, this one's Force Awakens.
No, the second one is.
No, 8 is Force Awakens.
You sure?
Yeah. Or no?
No, I think episode 7 is Force Awakens. Episode 8 is The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Damn, why am I so stupid sometimes?
And then they haven't come up with a name for episode 9.
Okay, all right, yeah. My brain is mixed up.
Force Unleashed is the game that came out with Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Which sucked. I thought.
Played whoever the dude was. But it should be interesting. Like I said, I love J.J. Abrams. I don't think there's really anything bad that I've seen that he's done that I haven't seen bad that he's done. So
no, it's not Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Let's put an explosion in here. But I went and saw a movie this weekend. You did.
You did. You told me about that. It was your first father-daughter experience.
Yeah, my first father-daughter horror movie in a theater. Let me rephrase that, in a theater. And she jumped quite a few times. She wasn't scared, but there was just the right amount of jump scares in it. But we went and saw It, the remake.
They said it was pretty creepy.
It was good. Bill Skarsgård did an amazing job as Pennywise. Not Tim Curry good, but the best out of any. I don't think they could have gotten another actor to play that role better. That's alive today.
I know it's doing really good. it's the number one grossing movie in the box office this week with another 60 million. That puts it up to over $200 million.
Wasn't it the number one grossing horror movie? Isn't it? Hasn't
It's
it
the
become?
number one. It's the largest grossing movie in September ever.
Yes, is that too? Yeah. I thought I read somewhere that it was the largest grossing horror movie too.
I don't know if.
But you can't quote me on that. Like my brain farts. I didn't even know Star Wars: Force Awakened and The
Yeah,
Last Jedi.
that
So
is true.
don't quote me on that. But that's just what I remember reading something about it. But basically, this episode was a losers club. So it's going to be a two-part movie, which is what I was figuring it was going to be, because there's no way they could jam this all into 2.5 hours. But
Yeah, it's
you gotta check it out.
I'm gonna watch it actually. I mean, I'd like to see it, see how they did with it. Um, I mean, the original one was good. The book was really good, but so like I said, of course, if you want to really go by what the book did, you can't really show nothing in that movie.
No,
They decimated. They
that back when
destroyed
I
them
read.
kids. Yeah.
Back when I read.
But no, it's doing pretty phenomenal. Of course, there wasn't really going up against much in September. Next week, I think you got Kingsman Golden Circle coming out, which
Yeah,
is going to be the other
Kingsman.
big one. And then right after that, week after that, you're going to have the, you know, what you call it, 2049.
Yeah,
Blade Runner
Blade
2049.
Runner.
So that's going to be kind of the bigger ones there.
I have no interest in seeing Blade Runner 2049.
But from what I've read on this thing, it's they said it's on its way to become one of the largest grossing R-rated movies of all time. So,
Which is good because that beats out what was the largest grossing R-rated movie? Hold
I
on.
think it was
It was just a recent movie,
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, which is
So that's pretty fantastic. I mean, the movie. Okay, the only thing I have about the movie that I didn't care for was, okay, it's an R-rated film, so the kids in there use the F word more than they should have. Everything was mother effer, F this, F that. And see, we're politically correct now, and we don't swear anymore.
As are kids nowadays.
Yeah. So I just didn't like the amount of F words they put in the movie. I thought that could have got toned back a little bit. But otherwise, the movie was great.
I'm definitely going to check it out, man. It looks good, and I'm not a huge horror fan, but I like the certain genres, and I like the certain classics and stuff. See how they remake them.
So staying with movies, I heard Hellboy's having some problems.
They are. I know Ed Skrein, who was reported to play one of the. I can't remember who he was reported to play, but he actually walked off the set. And if you don't know who Ed Skrein is, he's been in a bunch of movies. He played Ajax in Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
He was the new what's the one that Jason Statham originally did?
Oh,
the driver he drove.
Yeah, I can't think of that now.
Yeah,
I can't.
Anyway, he played the new version of him. So I mean, he's a good actor. I like him, but he walked off the set claiming that they were whitewashing it because the character he was supposed to play was supposed to be Asian.
Now, see, didn't we me and you just had a conversation on air, just I think a couple weeks ago, where we thought that the movie industry is doing the opposite.
We did, actually. Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
It felt like they were putting like too many. I want to say Asians, but ethnic people into
classically white roles.
Yeah, which again, I have no problems with anything changing things up or whatever. But when you totally change a complete storyline over it, that's where I have the issue.
Yeah, that's what's going on is people.
I have no problems with ethnic diversity in any type of role. If you want to change it up, I don't care. That's fine with me. If that's the actor choice or the better actor for it, by all means, go right ahead. But when you have to totally revamp the original storyline for it, that's where I have the issue with. Because they want to change it because they want to cast this person in it, so we have to change the complete story that everyone's been used to for the last 70 years on this whatever, or 20 years, or redoing this or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I have the issue with.
See, and now I I'm gonna say don't quote me again on this, but I do believe after he quit that they did end up getting someone of Asian descent
Mm.
to
Wow.
fill the role, because I do remember reading about that, and I think the headline was "What do you think of that now?" or something like that. It was something crazy, but
Better late than never, I guess.
but David Harbour, I'm not familiar with David Harbour. Who's David Harbour?
I do not know.
He is the new Hellboy, and they showed the makeup and everything. They showed him in full on makeup and everything, and he looked pretty dang good at the role.
Huh. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to research that, and maybe we'll post some pictures of it or something.
Didn't Perlman do the first?
Ron Perlman did the first Hellboy, which I thought he did a great job.
He did a good job. I think I think this David Harbour looks better in the role than Ron Perlman did. So
Hellboy is kind of like one of those guys who's like a cross between like Wolverine and Logan from the DC universe.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like one of those anti-hero type people. Like I don't really care, but I'm still gonna like save people.
Right.
Type thing, you know. But it should be interesting. We'll see. Real quick, sticking with movies again, and I don't know about you, and I know Wendell is, but I'm a huge, huge, huge Queen fan. I love Queen.
Man. I like Queen.
But did you know they're making a biopic story of Freddie Mercury?
I did not know that.
It's due out next December.
Wow.
Christmas Day, as a matter of fact.
That'll be interesting.
The movie's called Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's going to be a sad story, though.
Well, it's, I guess, the way they're doing it, and it's actually being directed by Bryan Singer.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Which is kind of odd because, Bryan Singer's actually gay, but here's the thing is, the dude that's playing Freddie Mercury, his name is Rami Malek.
Okay, not familiar with him.
He does a show called Mr. Robot or something like that.
Oh, okay.
He's like the main guy.
I know who he is now. He's also in the video game Until Dawn, I believe. Yep, Until Dawn. He plays the main character in Until Dawn as well.
Oh, okay. But they showed some shots of him dressed up looked like Freddie Mercury.
Uh-huh.
I swear to God, you could put them next to each other. You could not tell them apart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just like, wow.
That's cool.
So I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I'm a huge Queen fan. They said they're going to have a lot of songs, and they said it's not going to really show like the life and death of Freddie Mercury. They're just going to basically, it's going to be more of a biopic telling, like a celebration of him, I guess.
Okay.
You could say.
Well, then it won't be a sad movie.
So, and everybody knows about him, how he passed away, died of HIV and everything else, but. His vocals, though, I think were second to none. They were just off the chain. And
oh, yeah.
I love it. His music, everything about it was just great. So.
Of course, Bohemian Rhapsody being probably his most famous and iconic song of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
Plays in every football game you ever go to now.
Yeah. There's a lot of great songs, man. A lot of great. Somebody to Love.
We have to do that one time.
Forever.
We have to do that one time. Go see a football game.
Yeah. We'll do a live podcast from the football game.
We gotta go to Jacksonville or Tampa or something and catch the Packers play.
Yeah.
I'll go see the Cowboys too.
Let's talk some video games real quick.
All right. Yeah, there's some coming out.
Tomorrow we got Marvel vs. Capcom.
Very much anticipated.
Is that Infinite?
Infinite, yeah. And very anticipated release.
Tomorrow. I know you were talking about the new Pokemon game.
Oh, it's a 2DS coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just announced that. It comes out November 3rd. It's going to be a Pokeball on the DS itself, which everybody knows the Pikachu 3DS that came out is like next to impossible to find and selling for hundreds of dollars on eBay and stuff.
Way to go, people.
Yeah, thanks for buying up the crap that you don't want just to inflate it and make people who do want it pay more. Congratulations. You're helping society.
See, and this is where I think that I think people, which, of course, anyone just get their friends to stand in line for whatever, but I think you should definitely just limit it like one per person, and that's it. If it's something like that grand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's things that are going to come out that are going to make just thousands and thousands of them you can get no problem. But something on that grand a scale that's just so rare or whatever, it's one per person and that's it.
See, it kind of gets me mad at the companies too, like Nintendo. Nintendo knows what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
They know they're not putting out enough of a supply to meet the demand. They know they're doing that because it's going to build hype to their product and lead to eventual more sales.
Kind of like the Nintendo Mini NES that come out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that.
they released a certain amount, boom, done, no more, and then all of a sudden those things are popping up on eBay and Amazon all over
or
the place.
$400 or $500.
Yeah, but here we go. Nintendo has actually announced they were releasing more of the NES Minis in 2018.
Well, good. They should have released them sooner, in my opinion, though.
And I know the SNES Mini, the Super Nintendo Mini that's coming out,
yeah,
which I think comes out at the end of this month. That actually, this is pretty neat. Reggie Fils-Aimé, which is the CEO of
Nintendo
America, he got on and said, "Look," he said, "do not be afraid." He said, "Do not buy into these auctions online for people getting these things." He said, "We will make enough for people to go around." He said, "He goes, I urge you not to go on there and panic and buy into these auctions."
Yeah, good, because SNES was my favorite system of all time.
Well, this one's got 30 games and stuff, but it's got the Star Fox 2, which has never been released.
Yeah, I love Star Fox.
So this one's pretty good. The only other game I just told you about was the BioShock Anniversary Collector's Edition.
Yeah, you told me the price on that. That is crazy as heck.
It's ridiculous. $200 to BioShock. I think it's the 10-year anniversary or something like that. Whatever.
Wow.
Collector's edition. It comes with the big statue of the Big Daddy with the plaque.
People buy this stuff too.
They do. I used to, but I cut back a lot. So.
I mean, it'd be nice to have, but to pay $200 for a video game I've already played.
Yeah. Or I already own still again.
Yeah, that's just hard. Speaking of ridiculously priced stuff, drum roll, we got the iPhone X coming out.
Oh my God, the iPhone X and the iPhone 8, which we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I talked about the iPhone 8 was the suggested price tag of about $1,200.
Yeah.
But the iPhone X is only going to be about $900 and some dollars. So.
Yeah. And the iPhone X has got facial recognition.
Ooh.
Did you see the meme yet for the facial recognition?
I missed that one,
it had Aria, and it says the iPhone X assures Aria can now access everyone's phone in Westeros.
Nice. That is funny.
Many faces.
That is hilarious.
But I forgot to add this. I want to throw this out there real quick. We're getting close to ending time, but George R.R. Martin's got a new TV series coming out on Sci-Fi called Night Flyer.
You were mentioning that.
It's based on a book that he's already written. So,
why didn't you finish writing Game of Thrones?
I don't know,
George.
I don't know.
What's up, man?
Apparently, he wrote another book instead. But yeah, supposedly, and it looks pretty good. It looks, I would say, I saw some articles on it, and it's supposed to be probably as good as Next Generation good on Sci-Fi. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
Speaking of Sci-Fi, did you catch Orville yet?
I did catch Orville.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
I didn't catch last night's episode.
I didn't watch that one. I watched the pilot episode, but I thought it was good for for Seth MacFarlane. It's more of a serious. It's not really
Yeah, it's
kind of a serious role for him. So
it's I would categorize it as campy. So.
Yeah, I
mean, it's got drama, but it's got kind of some.
I think it's along the lines of what's the movie that came out with Tim Allen a while back?
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, along the lines of that style. Yeah. It's got a little comedy campiness to it, but it's got kind of a serious and
Yeah, it's got a serious overtone to it, but it's kind of got that.
But
campy
for Seth
comedy.
MacFarlane, who's the person who's used to doing all these wild and racist type things, it's a little more down drum for him. So. Which I think is pretty neat, but it looks pretty good for what I've seen of it. So,
and I'm not doing a good enough job at parenting either because I told my wife and kids that Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back for the Halloween movie, the sequel to Halloween, and first question is who's Jamie Lee Curtis?
Oh wow.
Second question is what is Halloween? So I need to improve my parenting skills here. So we're gonna watch some Halloween this week.
Well, I tell you what, Mike. You know, I told you I've got my 4K TV now, right? One of the first movies I watched was Halloween 2.
Really?
No, Halloween. The first Halloween. I mean, I'm sorry.
See, I'm
I
not
watched
talking
Halloween
about
2 yet.
watching the Rob Zombie remake.
No, this was the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, John Carpenter.
1974
Yeah.
or whatever it was.
No, 1970.
76.
Yeah, 77, something like that.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, Loomis and Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, that's the first one of the first ones
I
I
thought it
watched.
was 1974. Why am I thinking that?
I don't think it was that far back. I think it was like 76.
You're probably right. I'm not right very often at this stuff. So.
But yeah, that was one of the first ones I watched. I mean, we sat down and watched it. And wanted to watch something just hadn't seen in a while, something scary as heck. So.
Yeah, I mean that is probably. I would say Halloween is probably the best original scary movie besides Poltergeist.
1978.
See, I was way off. Besides Poltergeist, I say Poltergeist is by far the scariest from back then.
Poltergeist was pretty creepy.
But Halloween was a distant second. So that's all I got on my news info for the last week.
That's all I got on mine. Check us out on all our
social
medias. Our website, mikeandchrisreloaded.libsyn.com. I'll try and when I post the stuff, I'll try and see if I can't post some links to some of the things we talked to. I've been wanting to try to do that. So
okay. I want to say thanks to some of the iTunes reviews we've had. I appreciate it. Keep reviewing us. It puts our name in more search results when we get reviews. So keep it positive, please. But if you hate us, you can say it. I'm not afraid to get criticism and say, "Oh man, you guys suck," because I know I don't suck.
We got. What do we got? 1 week left in this month.
1 week left.
And then we got month of October coming up. I think let's do a Halloween theme month. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do Halloween themes.
We'll do some scary stuff. We'll get some guest people back on. We need to try our phone system too.
We do. I got it all working.
Maybe we can talk to some witches.
Some witches. Yeah, we can get some more witches back in here.
We'll see.
That'll be fun.
But we got some things coming up like that. We haven't done a top 5 in a while. I think we got one of them coming up, and we've got some new and improved guests and some old guests, and got a bunch of stuff coming up. Big things.
Yep. So thanks for listening. I am out.
I'm out.